Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Cavern of Dreams Q&A stream. My name is Bryn. I'm from Super Rare Games, the publisher of Cavern of Dreams, and I'm joined by the wonderful Tyler.
Hello, I'm Tyler, also known as By9. Who has made Cavern of Dreams for the most part.
Welcome. We're so excited to be chatting today. We're going to play through the start of the game and just answer some of your questions. But I think the first question that I'm just going to ask to Tyler is, how you doing, man? Are you excited? We're so close to the game launch now. I just wanted to see how you're feeling.
Yeah, feeling good. It's been a pretty long road. I've been making prototypes of this game since like 2019, I want to say. But now we're here, and I'm really excited for everyone to see the whole thing.
Exciting.
The whole kit and caboodle.
To the people listening in, can you hear us? Can you hear the stream okay? You should be getting some lovely lullaby music through right now. Can hear it all. Thank you so much. All smooth. Right. So let's boot up the game. So we're gonna jump into, this is a completely fresh save, but little Finn here is gonna bring us into the Cavern of Dreams.
Woo.
Well, so here we are. Very exciting. Going to start walking through. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat because we can read in the chat. We're not going to be taking requests for speakers today. Ooh, I've met Sage here. Who might you be? Come on over. Don't be shy.
Oh, we're getting voice acting now. Don't do it too well. People get. I'm kidding.
Hello, and nice to meet you. My name is Sage. What shall I call you? Little Finn. Are you lost? And oh, your siblings are missing. How awful. There. I'll help you find them, all right? Oh, I love Sage. Now, I do believe I saw an egg over there. Go pick them up, and I'll show you something you'll like. Ho, ho, ho. Thank you so much for joining. People who are jumping in there. It's a mushroom.
So.
Nutrition. Perfect. What is the...
You can do it. I believe in you. There you go. So, Sam wrote down in the chat, asks, what's this game in an elevator pitch then? Cavern of Dreams is basically a game that harkens to the N64 3D platformer in most every way, in terms of gameplay, in terms of content, in terms of the game structure, all that stuff. But with kind of a little bit of a surreal modern twist. I think that's how I'd put it. N64 3D collectathon, but with some...
Who's this guy?
The mighty wall.
Sorry, Pewdie, but staring at me ain't gonna make me fall down. I know who this guy is. There's a great emote in the chat that is in the Discord.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably my favorite emote in the thing.
Got him.
There it is. So I got my first egg. Ooh, and I can roll around. This is my favorite thing to do in Cavern of Dreams. Just the movement feels so satisfying, so nice. Hello. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions, put them in the chat. We'd love to answer them. Very good. You're a quick learner. Now hold still. Whoa! And voila! Not bad, huh? You can use your new tail to give things a good whack. Got a question from Sam in the chat. Would you say this is a hardcore or easier platformer?
I don't think it's very... I don't think the platforming is very difficult. I would say that's not really one of the major challenges of the game. Platforming is more for exploration and navigation. The challenges more come from, observation and puzzle solving and that kind of stuff. That's, I would say, the real sort of challenge of the game lies. It's all about exploring.
Alright, Mighty Wall wants a challenge.
Cool.
Will it be compatible with Steam Deck on launch? Now, always a great question. Hear it all the time. The little thing about Steam Deck compatibility is that we, the devs and the publishers, we don't actually control it. Although we've, I don't know if Tyler, have we tested on Steam Deck yet?
Not to my knowledge.
We're going to give it a test before launch to see if it works on Steam Deck. However, Valve themselves manually do all compatible things. So while we can put in a ticket to try and move along the process, we ourselves can't actually control it. What accessibility features do you have? Do you have an answer for that, Tyler?
So let's see, accessibility features. So in terms of like actual, I think I tried to build the game in a way where it would be accessible in terms of, for example, not making puzzles around colors so that colorblind people can play the game, or not making puzzles around sounds so that deaf people can play the game. But in terms of like actual options, none come to mind right now, to be honest. Hope that's satisfactory.
So we're going to go into the first world here. Lost Leaf Lake. I've spent so much time here myself. Oh, it feels like I've just gone home. So we've got a little indicator here. How many worlds are there? Sorry, to answer the question before, can you play it with a controller? You will have controller and mouse and keyboard support on launch. I'm playing with mouse and keyboard right now because I love a bit of mouse and keyboard. Another question is, how many worlds are there, and what is your favorite?
So that's an interesting question. How many worlds are there? I guess I would say the problem is they're different sizes. It's not like it's not exactly the same as something like Banjo or what have you, where all the worlds have the same amount of collectibles. It's more of like a bunch of worlds of different sizes, but in terms of the amount, there would be 9 total, including the hub world.
Ooh, I found a collectible
Or
card.
8, I'm sorry.
8 worlds. Go into my encyclopedia. What have I found? A sapling card. Aww. There's loads to collect.
I think 36 in total.
That's exciting. I feel like it's going to very much appeal to that collectible audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you say that you've compared it to Banjo just then in terms of world sizes. What kind of are the major inspirations that you've taken towards creating Cavern of Dreams?
Well, so I think you're talking about the level design.
And anything you want to talk about, level, character. What's been some of the big
Yeah. I mean, sort of, the game is sort of it's a big sort of amalgam of a lot of different experiences from games, Banjo is obviously a big one, but there's stuff like Ocarina of Time, for example, Sonic Adventure Battle 2 for the GameCube has influenced some things in this game, which you may or may not see at some point. Yeah, but mostly N64 adventure games, and definitely I took a lot of the world design from Banjo, so sort of open-ended levels with lots of little puzzles to solve. Probably best is about the price. Can we announce that yet, or is that not?
We haven't. It's not 100% confirmed even internally what the final price will be.
Okay.
These are definitely things that, from all perspectives, aren't always the first decision. Does that make sense? It's not an early decision that we make as a team.
Yeah.
But as soon as we do know, we'd love to share it. But yeah, we haven't announced the price yet. Ooh. egg up there. Yeah, to go back to the platforming question, I love the platforming in this game. And actually, that's as someone who isn't a massive platforming fan. And I think it's for the exact reason you described, in that it's not really designed to be challenge. It's not. It's more for exploration, to find things, rather than forcing you to challenge yourself. And I find it very relaxing in that sense.
Right. Yeah. It's supposed to. Oh, thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. And those are smiling apples. On the trees there. In terms of the platforming, it's not very difficult. But I think the level design tries to challenge you in other ways.
Can't open this. There should be a mechanism, right? So I've got to find a way to open this door.
Alright, Jack, can you help us figure out what do we do?
Yeah, that was a Dora the Explorer like. Oh, I did it! Okay, that's great. Will Chris Pratt play all the voices?
Hi, Richie.
Confirmed, yes. Chris Pratt is actually playing all the voices in the game. No, of course. Chris Pratt.
That's not true.
That's not true.
One of them is also being played by
Charlie Day.
Sure, I couldn't think of a single celebrity. It's like just think of one funny celebrity.
I just thought of the
Charlie Day,
rest of the Mario
perfect.
cast.
Okay, yeah.
I love this little bedroom.
Yes, Seth Rogen will be playing Finn.
I'm a little bit sick, chat. So apologies for my lack of a good Seth Rogen impression. That is a requirement.
They'll find some way to forgive you. Now, so I do want to say to chat, throughout you'll be hearing music from the game from our composer, Ben. And I really love the soundtrack in here in particular.
It's very nice. This old stuffed toy gives a feeling of adventurous spirit. You feel emboldened. You will save your siblings. I do feel emboldened.
That stuffed toy is from my a game I made previously called Forest Secret. And my sister gave me a plush doll of him, so I made a model of that plush doll and put it in the game.
Oh, that's really sweet.
Yeah.
To answer your question, the soundtrack will be available on Steam at release. However, I don't really know, Tyler. Do you know if there are plans to put...
We're going to try to get on music platforms, yep. I don't have any specific ones I know of right now, but yes, we are going to.
Let's see if I missed anything. I think I peaked too early in this little area.
I think you're all sorted, actually.
I was saying before we started the stream, it's just the intro soundtrack was so relaxing that I almost fell asleep.
Now, if you want to be really cool, you can get the collectible card in this room.
Where is it? Ah!
How do you get that?
Thinking of like old Mario speedrunning tricks to like do the back.
Yeah, you have to do a backwards long jump.
I got this question: how tricky was it to nail the N64 look?
I mean, it took me a while to. It's been a constant process of refinement, right? You know, I sort of built up a suite of tools over time. I built up a suite of shaders that like sort of can do replicate various, you know, graphical. I don't know how you put it. Graphical aspects of the N64. For example, you'll see like even the texture you're standing on right now there is kind of blurry. That's because I used a blur filter on the texture to emulate that look more. Just those kinds of things. You kind of build up a library over time. Josh asked about the Unity situation. I guess I was very unhappy with what they said. It seems like they've reverted a lot of their decisions based on the feedback from a lot of people, and that's good. I'm glad, because it was ridiculous and very silly. And because of that, I probably will not be using Unity for my future projects. It does not feel secure, and I don't like the direction they're headed in.
I've met Shellnut. I found it, the fish food. I didn't even know I was looking, Shellnut.
You found it? My fish food?
You can have it.
We're saved! Thank you, thank you, thank you!
Oh, wait, I love them so much.
Oh yes, let me open the gate to the deep woods for you.
Oh, cheers, mate. That's great.
Oh, and I do need the chat to look at the, if you can look at Shelnert real quick. Once you've given him the fish food, he starts feeding the fish on his hat as well.
Oh, that's so adorable. Feeding the fish in the water and the one on his head. I love Shelnut so far. What are your top 5 N64 games? What a hard
Oh goodness.
question.
Bloody hell. I like a lot of them, quite a lot. Believe it or not. I mean, my favorite game of all time is Banjo-Kazooie, so that will be number 1. But in terms of other ones, I think Majora's Mask is still one of the most interesting. I mean, it's an amazing game, and I still think it does some things really well that a lot of games just don't do. In terms of like atmosphere, in terms of like really interesting, like narrative implications, in terms of like just having a really cool central mechanic that you built around. I love Majora's Mask for that, and for the Zora swimming, which is how I made the swimming for Cavern of Dreams. Is I took Zora swimming from Zelda and I kind of modified it, or I used it as a reference point. So you sort of build speed and swim up and down in the same way.
I love how the soundtrack changes depending whether or not you're underwater. Just such a little thing that like some people might not notice straight away, but it's very satisfying.
So throughout the game, when you are in different areas, for example, if you could go to the left and onto those little logs up on the right by the brook, and if you could find your way behind in that waterfall somehow, you might need to go from up.
I hate to break your heart. You missed me finding my way up there earlier.
Oh no. Anyway,
but there's a great.
If you're in like a,
it's a classic secret.
If you're in a little, yeah, of course, you got to have something behind the waterfall. You know, depending on where you are, the game's audio quality will change, and things will change about the music and like the ambience. That's true for all the levels. So I really tried to make sure that, regardless of where you are, it'd be an interesting soundscape. That's another thing I feel like a lot of those old games did quite well.
Very sorry, everyone, having to watch my terrible platforming skills.
No worries.
Come on, yeah. Have you seen? Ooh, something back here. Got a question.
Have you seen any speedruns for the demo? Oh, sorry. You're. I have. I was delighted. I believe the person in chat speaking right now is one of the persons whose runs I have watched. Yes, I did, and it was very fun and exciting, and I love it. This game is all about, there's a lot of sequence breaking potential because of the flexibility of the movement. There's a lot of different ways to approach the different challenges. You hold the world record. Well, goodness gracious!
Wow.
Thank you so much for being a pro Cavern of Dreams gamer.
Pro Cavern of Dreams gamer. That's the first. I'm sure there's a few more. Oh, that's so exciting! I can't wait to see what you do when the game fully releases. I'd love to see. I mean, absolutely, just stay in the Discord, share as much as you can. We're gonna add some speedrunning channels once the game is actually out. So that we can make sure people are sharing their speedruns. I personally am a huge... No!
Oh no!
I missed!
How did you...
Sorry.
Oh, it skimmed right over the top.
Yeah.
Oh no.
That's a bad angle, that's my bad.
Now I do want to gently remind, if you do the tailspin, the sort of the wall jumping and land with it, you can give yourself a little boost in case you're trying to get somewhere a little faster.
Oh yeah, it's a good little technique right there. I am the worst at speedrunning.
No worries.
I love watching speedruns. I'm a big fan of watching games done quick, streams and stuff like that. So I'm very excited to see speedrunners take this on, although I myself will never be able to speedrun this. I do very much look forward to seeing how people do.
What do you think of the villain? I think that villain's design looked very cool. Although I still don't really understand what the game is about.
I think it's a dress-up simulator. It's everything I've wanted.
That's fair. I mean, yeah, I guess it really is, isn't it?
Oh. Yeah!
Nice.
A secret.
Glad to hear that, Core.
Yeah, I personally am going to do every single speedrun. Ooh. I love puzzles like this, like just seeing how moving the shapes. I've been playing some Baldur's Gate 3 recently, and they have a lot of puzzles like this as well.
Ah, yes.
Just look around the environment, see what you can see.
Oh, really? I didn't actually know that game actually had puzzles and stuff. I thought it was just more like
Yeah. What I really like is that there's a lot of different ways to solve a puzzle. Sometimes you fail a roll to move something because you're not strong enough, but there is another way to do it. You just have to keep looking. Hooray! Got another one.
Now, do you want to, before you leave this room, could you check that, inspect that stone thing you're on real quick?
Whoa!
Whoa. What could it be?
Tried to hit it. Do not. What did he say? Get out of this place. Leave now. Do not touch the box that lies here. It will only lead to disaster.
I don't see a box.
I also don't see a box. That's made me nervous.
Oh, Richie. I did fix that. You can now actually... Brent, I don't know if you can manage it, but on the ceiling... Well, actually, no, you don't need to get it, but just so if you swim up to the ceiling, yeah, there's a card there. There's a way to get it.
Well,
it ain't
I hope
easy.
So that'd be a really horrible thing to do.
I mean, I may or may not have put it there in the demo and not had a way to get up there properly. But I guess it actually works. Swimming at the church, yes indeed.
Yeah. So coming up.
I love waterlogged buildings. I think they're awesome and very fun to explore.
Oh, I'm never gonna get this. Well, someone smarter and cooler than me is gonna figure that out one day.
Yeah, you gotta leave it. You gotta leave it as an exercise for the reader.
Yeah, that's why I'm not getting it. Because
yeah. Thank you for holding down your power level. I appreciate it.
I obviously can't show that I'm a master of gaming. So I don't want to show anyone else.
Now, so if you'll hold on for a sec, this area, I think I would like to keep a little more secret. So maybe go back out into the hub and you can get a new ability.
Yeah, let's do that. Keeping it a secret.
Awesome. Yeah, you don't want people to see everything.
Oh. Bye, Shelmet.
Oh, you're leaving. Thanks again for bringing the food back. Say goodbye to our new friend, fishies.
Bye. Oh. I love them.
Bye, Shelner.
That's classified. Yeah, I agree. That's classified.
Classified.
Right, let's head back to the sage and see if there's anything they have to say. That's the sage. There's a joke there, right? What do you have to say?
Oh.
Hidden by fist. Oh.
So, as you can see here, once you collect an egg, it gets returned to the hub. And if you collect enough eggs in one given nest, they will give you hints as to where the other eggs are hidden. That way you don't have to scour the entire map looking for the very last collectible. Right, it's sort of a band-aid for that kind of thing.
I'm so excited for new ability. Oh my gosh!
Doesn't he look dapper?
He looks so good! I should be able to glide. Oh, that's so exciting. Always come back and see me. Siblings may have advice for you. This egg seems ready to crack.
Sure does.
Maybe you need to help them break through. Ooh. Hi! Yes, have all of my mushrooms.
Richie is from the demo. So the demo is by now 8 months old. So the game is actually quite different from the demo, and certainly the areas are too. Yeah, I sped up the baby feeding. It was very laborious before. But yeah, compared to the demo, a lot of the areas are quite different, and obviously there's a bunch of new areas because it's not a demo. Yeah, even the central hub area got reworked quite a bit.
I'm gonna do what I always do when I play a Mario game, a Mario open world, not open world, like a 3D, like a Galaxy or an Odyssey. Because I'm gonna take my new ability and I'm gonna go back to an area that I know I can get something new in.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll be able to hit that. Because only skilled gamers would understand that was intentional.
Yeah, you were, what do you call it? Taking it unawares.
If the game does well, do you think you'll do a physical N64 themed edition? Oh my gosh, that is, as much as I think that would be the most cool thing ever, I really have to say that that's so hard to do. So obviously we can't make any promises, but also we have to say that's a very cool idea.
Would be cool.
Right, I know if I go through here, it gets me quite high up.
True.
And I know what I'm going for. Come on.
Oh.
Come on.
Look at that.
Come on.
And so that's interesting. So this, yeah, it looks like you're going to do it. Nice. This particular one, you could have also gotten by. Yeah, first of all, great job. That was a clever idea. You could also do it by swimming up from the water if you built enough speed, or by jumping from a ledge nearby if you can somehow manage to find your way up there. So, lots of ways to get those kind of things.
So someone has asked, is there plans? Oh, there's one back here. Is there plans?
No, unfortunately, the N64, as much as I love it, developing for it in the modern day context is very difficult. It was very difficult at the time. It was notoriously a difficult system to work for. But unfortunately, even a game of this caliber could not run on it properly. This is, despite appearances, doing a lot more under the hood than, a Banjo game is, for example. So, unfortunately, no.
Alright, I'm gonna see if there's any new areas I can explore in here. You tell me if you want to keep anything secret. Oh, my siblings just rolling around. Keep rolling. Look at them go. Oh, every time I play this game, like there's something new. I didn't even think about before. Okay, try that again. I'm gonna get it this time. Bitch.
Hello.
Oh, I don't think I can go down there yet.
Nope. Nice.
Gonna tell me to double jump. Yeah. Sorry.
Too smart for her.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's exactly what you want. Love that. Oh, wrong button. I meant to press space. Basically whacked in the air.
You're making the game look bad. Gosh.
I don't think I could make the game look bad.
Oh.
I'm flying.
Nice. There you go.
Right, new world. Whoa. Luda, so you're the doofus who put his grubby little paws on my eggs. You're the one that took my siblings. Good luck with that now. No!
You can't make the bridge into bats. I can't step on bats. In the demo, the music would slow down and transition me into different rooms. Is that in the final version? Absolutely, yes. We've had a lot of fun doing different I'm excited for you guys to hear the soundtrack and the way the soundtrack adapts between different areas.
I feel like I want to avoid that. That looks like it's going to push me downwards.
Yep.
Ah.
Da-da-da-da.
I just whack things in this game half the time. I'm not even thinking, oh, what's the next
Just go around hitting
It's like-
stuff and it just
yeah,
works.
And it works. It just works.
It just works. Yeah, it's so going into for clarification on what Mug is asking about. Sometimes in the demo, when you would walk from one area to another, like do a level transition, the music would continue playing, but speed down or slow down or speed up to match the new environment. I also was surprised. I could not think of any other game that does that, even though it's a very simple effect, and it honestly it's kind of fun. Oh, there's an egg. So, have you even played this far?
I have, but I was trying to put a nice level.
Oh, I mean,
No, I haven't actually played this far. We're live? Or...
oh my god. Yeah, the dream. Yes, thank you for the dreamlike feel. I really, it kind of reminds me of you know, like a record player. How sometimes it'll warble, it'll like slow your speed down. That's kind of the effect I was thinking of when making that.
Am I good to go through here? Not spoiling too much?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Airborne Armada. Now, I love this map. I absolutely love it. I think it's so
Thank
cool
you.
looking. There's so much to it. Just from like the quite subtle thing of the level itself pushing you forward no matter where you are. Whoa! Ah!
Oh no, you're too scared.
Okay, I'm fine. Just following the mushrooms.
There you go. That's what they're there for.
I fell in a hole. Oh.
You. Oh god, I choked on some tea. 1 sec. Excuse me. You get out. Not welcome here.
That's not a very nice thing to say.
First mean bat makes me sick. Fills me with boils. Now you come here. You have same wings. You bad too. Why all bad people come to me? Not fair to poor Mr. Carrington.
Oh no, Mr.
Poor
Carrington,
Mr. Carrington.
I'm not a big evil bat. Although I do have dragon wings, so I guess it's quite bat-like. I assume Mr. Carrington's talking about Luna, who is the antagonist.
One might
of it.
assume. One might
Is
assume.
there anything you'd like to say about Luna, or are we saving it for the full release?
Yeah, I'm excited for people to see what she's on about. Or see what she's up to, I guess is what I would say. What her machinations are.
When opened, this box will... Oh! The box! The box
Oh!
of the church! The box of the church!
Oh,
There's something happening.
what does it mean? What does it mean? So Richie asks, for me it wasn't until my second playthrough of the demo that I figured out how a few of the puzzles were supposed to be solved. Do you make a point to add that level of variety how you can approach the challenges in the game? Yes, absolutely. I think I was talking about this before, but yeah, it's a lot of the collectibles in the game have multiple angles of solving them. Some of them are intentional, some of them, I mean, I guess are kind of unintentional in the sense that I haven't foreseen them yet. But yeah, I wanted that flexibility because the levels are open-ended. I think that the combination of being able to explore them at your own pace and solve things different ways means that a lot of people will arrive at different solutions kind of naturally. And I think they're just a little more fun, than having one specific solution that if you can't figure out, you're just kind of stuck.
Figured out how to heal the boil.
There you go. That's one puzzle done.
Eat this. In a nice way. Yippee.
Why?
Oh. That was well close. Actually, maybe I wasn't.
No.
Maybe there's something.
Depth perception's a tricky thing.
Oh! I felt incorrect. Reaper, wind element monster. Useful for. What are these guys doing? Giant. Make tank big. That's good.
Womp womp.
Fish. And then I can see the dumpling there. There's definitely something I want. This one?
What is your go-to snack when you're working on a project? Brandon, would you like to answer that first?
Oh, I really like corn nuts. I think that's what Americans call them.
What?
Yeah.
People eat corn nuts?
Yeah. Like crunchy.
I thought that was just a joke snack.
Oi!
I've never had them.
I've got corn nuts defenders.
Okay, we got a corn nut defender in the chat too. That's all right. You know what? I'll try them next time I see them. I'll try them.
I like peanuts as well. Big nuts fan. Give me a PG.
Good. Pretzels are really good. Baby carrots, pretzels.
Oh, I love
those. Are both.
Baby carrots and some hummus.
Or some ranch. Ooh, what's that? Oh.
I think I like corn nuts because it makes me focus, because my biggest point of distraction when I'm working on projects is jumping in and talking to people. When I'm like,
you can't talk with them off full of corn nuts?
Well, if I'm eating corn nuts, it feels so embarrassing if I'm eating them, because it's gonna be really loud when I'm crunching, so no one's gonna be there. It's gonna make sure I don't jump in there. I think I've spotted
Got
something.
you.
Got leaf, water, fire, air. And I think I've cracked the code. Giant, that's earth. I think that's leaf. Alright, that's staying on. What's next? Water. That's fish.
Well.
Then fire. That's dumpling. Finally. Oh! We're free! Oh my god! Widow dragon! Relax in the cargo bay!
We're free!
I love
I'm gonna go wax in the cargo bay! So that little character just there was the first character I ever made, the dumpling.
Oh, that's so
I include it in all of my projects.
Get in there. Stay in. So I can come back to later. Every time I'm playing this game, I'm like, oh, this is a puzzle I'll figure out another time.
Now I will say, every puzzle in the game, you can solve every puzzle on your first visit to any given level. Oh, hello there.
Just about to take it down. Celebrity. Yeah.
Nice.
Is there anyone missing? Whoa! What? Whoa!
Oh.
I just want to talk to Dumpling. Stop throwing me.
Richie, don't think I didn't see that edit. Oh god, this is... Oh no.
Get a little bit closer to my tickles. Hello. Okay. Whoa! Oh, this looks tricky. I'm so bad at timing.
You can do. I believe in you.
Foot. Ah!
Hey.
Smash.
Wonderful.
feel like there's a much more complicated version of this puzzle. If I did unlock dumpling.
I mean, you know, you can either climb up here and walk all the way down through the propellers, or you can take the little shortcut with the dumpling there if you've saved it beforehand. Oh. See, this level, you know, as the game goes on, obviously the levels get more complex. You can already see the puzzles here are a little more involved than the ones in the Lost Leaf Lake.
Very narrowly missed that, but it's too late. Oh! That's right.
Sniper.
That's what they call me. The Cavern and Dream Sniper. They don't call me. I wish they did. But
I'll ask the team. Maybe we can get something going.
yeah, that's how I appear in the credits. The Cavern and Dream Sniper. I love the hover so much.
Oh, really? Good. So I specifically... A lot of 3D platformers have a double jump, and I didn't want to include a double jump, because I don't like double jumps. And by double jump, I mean like a mid-air jump. I don't like them usually because they don't have a good... How do I put this? A lot of times they kind of reset your momentum, which I don't like. And they don't have a good tactile feel because you're not actually pushing up anything when you do a jump in the air, right? That's why, you know, again, Banjo, instead of a double jump, you do like a little flap with Kazooie's wings, and that always felt a lot better to me because it's much more natural.
This feels nice. It feels like I am a kid, you know? I
Like you
also,
really
I
are.
loved, I agree with that. I'm a big Mario Odyssey fan. Again, as not massive
Yeah, with
platform
bouncing off the hat. Mario's good about not having just like a standard double jump. They always make it more
Oh.
engaging. Oh, yeah. Ah, boils healed. Me feel much better. Me thinking you not bad. You good. Yes, you me new friend.
Am I talking to the boils or am I talking to the ship?
Mr. Carrington is speaking internally to you. Me open control room. Not normally let people in, but you good, so me feel safe in your very small hands.
Yeah, so this is world, what, I think 3? There was the little world that we had with the sage on that puzzle there.
Yeah, the way the game is structured, it's, you know, you've got like sort of the big hub world that connects to all the different worlds. And oh yeah, this one's a little tricky.
Oh no! Okay,
Next
this
time.
is going to be the rest of the stream, guys. Buckle in.
Get ready.
Feel free to just keep talking about other things. I'm going to be concentrating on this for an hour.
You got it. You got it. I'll start riffing.
Yeah.
Oh, do you have any tips you give to someone as they start the game for the first time? As they start, oh, I see. As they start like playing the game. I mean, I think actually one thing I would say is
Sorry,
to not.
I did it!
Hey, well done.
Oh, that was.
I didn't need to riff for long at all.
I didn't think that was going to be. I didn't think that was going to work. Okay,
Um,
anyway, continue riffing. I'll do something.
Yeah, no worries. So Richie asked, do you have any tips you'd give to someone as they start the game for the first time? You know, if you come across a puzzle and you can't figure it out, there's absolutely no harm in leaving it for later, you know, coming back to it. Because of the hint system with the eggs in the hub world, you know, if you do leave something for later, you'll have like a little hint about where it is and how to get back to it. I think that, you know, and there's always another thing to go do somewhere else. So don't ram your head against a wall for too long if you haven't quite figured something out. So now this challenge actually would like you not to complete because this leads to an area I do not want people to see yet. But it looks like you're doing a good job of that right now. So actually, you probably could manage with the dumpling, but anyway.
Oh wait, the dumpling! Ah! Oh.
But yeah, that is one of the secretier areas of the game. So
I'll keep exploring the control panel room.
I tell you what, why don't you try going outside of the? Oh yeah, perfect.
Oh, outside the ship. Sure.
Yeah. This level was actually inspired by the divine beasts from Breath of the Wild, specifically the bird. I really loved the idea of the whole level rotating. Yeah, exactly. You might, and not only might you just come up with a solution and when you leave a problem and come back later, new abilities can also just help you do puzzles in a different way or an easier way than, you know, like the wings, for example, make a lot of the puzzles in the lake level a little easier. Famado, that's the name.
I'm a huge Breath of the Wild fan.
Hell yeah.
I love that game.
It made a very strong impression on me when I first played it. So just like, it captured the feeling of exploration so well.
I agree. I kind of think that I can really see a lot of the inspirations. I mean, I said this at the start, but I really loved. I'm sitting up a little bit. Sorry. I really love how it looks and plays like an N64 game, but it is a game that's made recently. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not slavish to
yeah.
those original constructions.
What kind of made you make that choice? I guess, like how like what was the steps towards like making it a game of today, quote unquote?
I think I really only I tried to take what I really liked from the games that it's inspired by, but not just blindly take everything. You know, I always, whenever it comes to, you know, making a decision about an aspect of a game, right? When you're developing it, it's a question of why, right? Like, why am I doing this? Why does this further the purposes of the game? And while this game is supposed to feel like a game of its time, the purpose of the game is not just to exactly feel like them and nothing else, right? It's supposed to also be its own interesting experience. And because of that, I didn't want to just take from those games. I wanted to also look more outward to make it a more unique and coherent experience, and one that kind of maybe hopefully has a little more impact on the player. Oh, Richie, making me blush. Bit tricky. Nice. Nothing can stop me. I believe. Oh, beans. Well done.
Wow.
Well.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
That's sorry. Was there ever a moment in development when you ever got extremely demotivated, and if so, how'd you get out of that? Never. I was always perfectly motivated. I was like, no, sorry. I'm being a jerk. And so, to be clear, I think if you're ever working on a large project, it's very easy to get demotivated, and that's especially if you're sort of the main, the main person behind it, or whatever. You're the person calling the shots. If you ever start to stop believing in yourself and believing in your abilities, it's going to become very difficult to work on it. Every decision you make is going to feel like, oh god, you know, of course that's gonna be, I'm gonna make the wrong decision, so I should just do nothing, right? And then you just don't want to work on it anymore because it feels like every decision is the wrong one. With that all being said, that's sort of a natural part of, again, just being part of a big project, and when that happens, you need to step back, you know, reevaluate things. You need to sort of look at, because yes, I have run into this a lot, and every time I have, it has usually been solved by, again, taking a step back, taking a break. You know, you can get a lot more work done when you're not burnt out and stressed. So it can paradoxically, sometimes you can get more work done in less time by first taking some time to do something else. You know, go for a walk, go do some other kind of art, whatever. Those are all the sort of little strategies I try and use when I'm feeling, boy, this is, I need to, I think I might need to fix this area a little bit.
You don't.
You should not be getting hooked on that chain so much.
It's fully me.
Um,
You go, it's such a nice speech, and I'm just face planting every 5 seconds.
and as you can see, game development is hard, and sometimes things don't work out as you want them to. But yeah, no, I guess that's pretty much what I'm gonna say.
Wow.
I should have decided whether I wanted. I was conflicted.
Yeah, you gotta pick.
Part of the island. That was a really lovely speech. I think it's very, very good. Oh. All right. I am gonna. And I'm gonna stand in a nice place, and I'm gonna just talk for the rest of the thing because I'm getting I mentioned earlier. Sorry guys, I'm a bit sick. But I am just gonna stand in this lovely little box.
Oh, hang on a moment. Remember the laboratory? And there was an egg in there you couldn't get.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Tricking me. I've changed something.
Here's actually a little fun fact if you stop moving for just a sec. You see all that dust coming down, like little particle effects coming down around you? I added those specifically because people were talking about getting nauseous because, yeah, it kind of looks like snow or dust or what have you. People were getting nauseous because the whole level was tilted and there was no frame of reference for what down is. So I added more things like the hanging chains and dust, and that actually has helped people a little bit.
That is nice. I see what you mean. Let me in. Let me like climb up it now. Oh, wait. That was a good game. I would have figured this out in like 5 seconds. Okay. I think my rudimentary understanding of physics has taught me this.
Yeah. Now we're thinking with rotation.
Oh, I feel like I don't want to jump in there. I want to go in this one.
Wouldn't that be dunking the wrong one? Nicely done.
Any other aspects of design that you think caught you off guard? Like things you never thought you'd have to think about?
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. So actually, the thing that's kind of been the most difficult is teaching the player how to play the game, and communicating what you want them to do. That's been surprisingly difficult. You really have to think about, when you're designing a level or what have you, you have to think about when a player sees this for the first time, what are they going to think to do? You know, what are they going to do based on what they've seen in the past? And because this game in particular is kind of open-ended, let's say you're making a completely linear game, like a Mario game, for example. Left to right, you can't choose the stage order. You're just trying to get to the end. In a scenario like that, you can introduce an obstacle type, like a Goomba or whatever, and then from the first level onward, you can assume the player knows what a Goomba is and has interacted with it, and you can start using them in more interesting ways. For Cavern of Dreams, I can't really assume that players have done a lot of the puzzles of the game because, you know, you get to kind of pick and choose which ones you do in each given level. There's some wiggle room there. So, yeah, it can be easy to overthink what the player's going to do. Yeah, there's a lot of, you know, you don't want to make people think that you're leading them by the hand, but you don't want to just confuse them either. It's a little balance you got to walk, basically.
I feel like an answer today, Tyler. Okay. I am going to stand here for a bit and we're going to answer some more questions.
Sure.
Yeah, does anyone have any more questions? Keep them coming. Tyler, what's been your favorite character design that you're allowed to talk about? Well, you're allowed to talk about anything. I'm not being like a... But,
I know what you mean.
Out of all the characters that we've seen so far, maybe in the demo or in this, like, what's been your favorite that you've designed?
I like the baby dragons. I think they're very fun. So, I wanted them to be. Here's the thing. I designed Finn to be very cute, right? Like he's supposed to be sort of like a little cool, but mostly very cute. And for the babies, you know, the first time I designed them, they kind of looked a lot like Finn. They kind of felt like the same. So I decided to model them a little bit after baby birds. I don't know if you've seen like a really baby bird when it's got like those huge bulbous eyes.
Not in real life, but I've seen pictures. I think maybe it sounds weird to say out loud. I've seen a picture.
Yeah, I updated their design to be more pathetic, and I gave them like these really big, stupid eyes that kind of face the opposite directions. And instead of walking around, they roll around. I guess I just had fun. Does the main character gain those puffy orange cheeks as a power-up, or was that a previous design? Yeah. So, as the game progresses and you gain new abilities, you also gain new body parts to represent those abilities. And so the cheeks are one of those abilities that are later in the game.
I guess we'll find out what that is.
I was always frustrated in games if you get a new ability and it isn't reflected like in any way on your player character. That always bugged me. I guess my mind is very smooth, and I often have times I forget, like, oh, do I have this ability unlocked or whatever? So if you look at Finn, you can already tell, okay, I've got the wings so I can fly, I've got the tail so I can whack, and that's about it.
Someone's asked they've noticed a reference to a box in more than one place now. Are there a lot of puzzles that have kind of parts and references in different worlds?
Yeah, so there is a narrative. There's a history to the world undergoing the sort of main game story. You'll see little bits and pieces of it as you explore each of the levels. And if you explore, very well, you might find something that most people won't. Fun lore stuff.
Was the name of the game inspired by Rayman's Cave of Dreams?
So I don't, not intentionally. In terms of the name of the game, I was just sort of like, I designed the hub world. The hub world is the first thing I designed for this game, because I kind of knew already what I wanted it to look like, and I thought a good name for it would be Cavern of Dreams, because it's a cavern, and it's a game made from my own dreams. So, put two and two together. But Rayman 2 was another inspiration for the game, and also Sage, the character Sage, is inspired by the Rayman character Patilla the Fairy, I want to say her name is. I can't remember off the top of my head, but anyway, inspired by a Rayman character, and the art style takes inspiration from Rayman 2 because that's a gorgeous game.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds great. Someone said, "Gasp! The lore," which
Thanks, Richie.
is very exciting. Just in general, what can people know about the lore before they go in without spoiling anything?
It's nothing. I'm no writer or anything. I guess what I'll say is, the game has both a story that you experience as you play through the game, and also an underlying story that has happened and is happening in the background, right? And so you can players who care about that sort of thing will be able to investigate it, but if you don't care, it doesn't really impact the actual course of the game. The actual plot itself is pretty snappy.
Does each character
have their own? Sorry. I'm so excited. I'm reading the questions.
Does each character have their own being whacked animation? The one for the sage looks so good that it must have taken a lot of work.
To answer your question, yes, they do. I like animating is fun. People should try. I feel like it seems like more not approachable than it is. I'm specifically talking about 3D animation here. 2D animation is also really cool, but it's its own whole thing to get into. But 3D animation is a lot of fun. I recommend trying it. Basically, all you really need to know is how to rig a model, and there's lots of tutorials on that, online for that kind of thing. And just some animation fundamentals like squash and stretch. Those are good to learn, and you'll be good. Because before I made Cavern of Dreams, I have not done a lot of 3D stuff at all. This is very much my first big foray into 3D. So I explored a lot of different avenues, and if someone like me can get animations done in that little amount of time, I think pretty much anyone could approach it. I did make a tutorial for it.
It was great. We were very happy with how much people loved it on TikTok as well.
Good.
Last few questions, guys, because then we're gonna head out. So please feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll answer as many as we can before we're ready to go.
And thank you so much for
100%.
Thank you so much, everyone, for
sticking around, listening in. It's been wonderful to talk to you.
My man Richie, putting in a lot of that's my friend Richie there again. I'm ready putting in a lot of work. I appreciate it, Richie.
Thank you, Richie. I'm currently recording this, so I can't even see any of the names of the people. Thank you so much. It means so much when people say they're excited. We're so excited for people to get their hands on the full version. I've played so much of it. Obviously, Tyler's played probably more than anyone. And then one or two last ones. Are there any modern games that you've been inspired by?
Yes, quite a few. I think the main ones would be Yume Nikki. I don't know, I guess that's not really modern, but it's more modern than the games this is inspired by. But for people who haven't played Yume Nikki, it's basically like a little RPG Maker game that's about exploring the dreams of someone. And there's millions and millions of these terrifying maps that you can explore. I really love the idea of exploring in games and being able to explore sort of outside the boundaries of normal level areas in games. That sort of feeling of exploring some place that you shouldn't be. That's something that was very important to me when making this. And as well, Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild also just inspired some of the movement mechanics and general gameplay mechanics of this game because I like how they feel to play.
That's lovely to hear. Let's have one more question. Next question will be the last one. And again, thank you so much for jumping in. Thanks so much for listening in, guys. Really means the world that people have popped up to this. We're so excited for the launch. Yeah, no worries. If there's no questions, we will probably finish this up. Thank you so much for listening in, for watching some of the gameplay, asking the questions that you've asked. We're going to share this on YouTube when we get closer to launch, so you guys will have some exclusive knowledge.
before we share it elsewhere. But you guys have been instrumental to the conversations that we've had today, and it's been so wonderful to chat. And of course, Tyler, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Bryn. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you. Goodbye.
Take it easy, y'all.